Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I'm Vaishali Kikan and we are discussing the electronics engineering. Today in this video we are going to do the numerical practice and we are going to understand some of the concepts with the help of the numericals. I hope you have gone through the theory videos, and if not, you can go and watch those videos first and then you can come to this video. So today we are going to start with the first question, which is having the two parts. The part A states two ideal and identical junction diodes are connected in series as shown in the given figure. So you can see this is the figure and we have connected the two diodes over here, right? So now show that the exponential EV1 upon KT plus exponential minus EV2 upon KT is equal to 2, where V1 and V2 are the voltage across the diodes. So the V1 and V2 are the voltage drops across the diode D1 and diode D2. You can see, first of all, we are going to see the biasing. You can see V1 is the forward bias diode and V2 is the reversed bias diode. So first of all, we are going to write this. Right, so let's take I naught as the saturation current. Which saturation current? This is my reverse saturation current, right? So now we will be analyzing the equation for the current for the diode D1 and the diode D2. So if I talk about the diode D1, so the diode D1 will be having the current equation I is equal to I naught e raised to power EV1 upon KT minus 1. So how this equation came? We knew the equation of I, which was equal to I naught e raised to power V upon eta Vt minus 1, right? We are considering eta to be 1 and Vt will be equal to Kt by E, right? So when you replace Vt is equal to Kt by E over here, you will be getting the current equation as I is equal to I naught e raised to power EV1 by KT, right? So this is the equation for diode D1, right? And which one is the diode D1? This one is the diode D1 and this is my diode D2. Right, now we will move towards the equation for the diode D2, and now we will write the equation for the diode D2. Right, for D2 I can represent the current as minus I naught, because here we have the reverse biased, and we can represent e raised to power minus e V2 upon KT, right? For this the voltage is minus V2, right? So now here we will be having minus 1 over here, right? So this is the equation for the diode D2, right? So now the same current is flowing because these two diodes are connected in series. So because you might get confused in this thing, right? So this thing you can make in your mind that because the diodes are connected in series, and because of this reason I am considering the current due to diode D1 and the current due to diode D2, I1 is equal to I2, right? So how I can represent it? So I can represent it as I naught e raised to power EV1 upon KT minus 1 will be equal to minus I naught e raised to power minus EV2 upon KT minus 1. Right, so I will cancel out this minus this I naught with I naught, minus sign will remain as it is, so there is no problem in the minus sign, right? So what I am left out with? So I am left out with e raised to power EV1 by KT plus e raised to power, I am taking this e raised to power this side, so e raised to power minus EV2 by KT to be equal to this 1 minus, and minus 1 would be 1, and this minus 1 when go this side will be equal to 1, which is equal to 2. So this is what we had to prove. Exponential EV1 by KT plus exponential minus EV2 by KT is equal to 2, that we have proved. So this was my part A. Now coming to the part B, right? So now how I can do the part B? First of all, let's see the question. Assuming that the reverse bias diode is saturated at I naught, calculate the voltage drop across the forward bias diode, and we are considering KT by Q to be equal to 26 milli electron volts. So now we are considering that we have the second diode to be saturated. So now when the second diode is saturated, what I will be considering, the current due to it will be I naught only. So now here I can replace this equation at the saturation. Instead of having this equation for D2, I will be having only minus I naught, right? So when I replace here, so here what would be the equation now? So I naught e raised to power EV1 upon KT minus 1 is equal to minus I naught, right? So this I naught and I naught will get cancelled out, and we will be having e raised to power EV1 by KT is equal to 2. So now at this condition, e raised to power EV1 by KT is equal to 2, right? So I can represent it as e raised to power EV1 by KT is equal to 2. Now we have to solve this equation, right? And now how we can solve this equation? So it is given that KT is equal to 26 milli electron volt. So KT by E will be 26 millivolt, right? So I can replace it. So and I can take the ln both of sides. So what I am left out with, V1 upon 26 into 10 raised to power minus 3 will be equal to ln of 2, right? So now ln of 2, I know it is 0.693. So I can put its value, and now we can find out V1. V1 will be just the multiplication, right? So we can do the multiplication. So which implies V1 will be equal to 0.693 multiplied with 26 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So when you find out this, you will be getting the V1 to be equal to 18 millivolt, right? So this is how you can calculate the voltages. So this question was a lengthier one, and I hope you understood the question really well. If you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment now. Right, now next, coming to the next question. So this is the question that states, find the space charge capacitance of germanium diode whose area is 1 mm square and whose space charge thickness is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4 centimeter. Right, and epsilon of the germanium is also given. So this is a very simple question. If you know the formula of capacitance, CT is epsilon naught A upon D. This formula we all know, right? So here instead of epsilon naught, we will be using the epsilon of germanium, and we will be having A upon D, right? So this is how we can represent it. So now we just need to put all of the values, and CT will be equal to 16 upon 36 pi into 10 raised to power 11 multiplied with the area. So area is 10 raised to power minus 2, right? And upon we will be having the distance is thickness is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So I can represent it. So you can simply solve it, and you will be getting the answer to be equal to 70.73 picofarad. So this is my capacitance. Wasn't it easy, right? So we just needed to use the simple formula, and we had to find out the capacitance. Now coming to the next question. The next question states, find CT if conductivity of P material is 0.286, barrier potential is 0.35, and the cross sectional area is circular with the diameter of 0.12 centimeter. The applied reverse voltage is 5 volt. So first of all, it is given that the cross sectional area is circular and the diameter is given. So diameter is 0.12 centimeter, which can be represented as 0.012 meter, right? So area will be equal to pi d square upon 4, which will be equal to pi into 0.012 square upon 4. So if you simplify it, you can use your calculators. So it will be equal to 8.17 into 10 raised to power minus 3 centimeters square, right? So now another parameters are also given. We are given with the conductivity, right? So conductivity's formula is sigma P is equal to Q mu P into Na, right? So from this formula I can find out what is my Na. So let's put the values of conductivity. So if I find out Na from this formula, Na will be sigma P upon Q mu P, right? So let's put the values. Sigma P is 0.286 upon, so Q we all know it is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19, and mu P it is also known that it is 500, right? So when you put it, you will be getting the Na will be equal to 3.575 into 10 raised to power 15 atoms per centimeter cube, right? So this is how you can find out the number of atoms, right? In the centimeter cube you can find out, right? So this is the number of atoms per centimeter cube. Now we can easily find out the capacitance. So the capacitance formula is Ct is equal to 2.92 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So this is the factor which we have computed from the epsilon, and then we have Na upon Vb raised to power 1 by 2. So you can remember this for the different materials. You have silicon and germanium. For both of them you can remember it, right? And we will be having the multiplication with area. So we all know what is Na, what is Vb, it is given, and we have already computed the area. So Ct will be equal to 2.92 into 10 raised to power minus 4 into Na. What is Na? 3.575 into 10 raised to power 15 upon, if I talk about the Vb will be equal to 5 plus 0.35, right? So we are talking about the barrier potential as well. So 5 plus 0.35 will be there, and I will be having power 1 by 2, right? So what is area? Area I have already computed, 8.17 into 10 raised to power minus 3, right? So you can compute this area into the centimeter. You don't need to compute it into the meters only. So if you have this formula, it will be in meters, and you can convert it into the centimeters, because I am calculating all of the things in the centimeters. So now when you do this calculation, you will be getting the Ct will be equal to 61.25 picofarad per centimeter square, right? So you can represent this Ct in meter square as well. So it is your task. You can convert this into the meter as well. Now coming to the next question. The next question states at what voltage the reverse current flowing through the diode is the germanium diode, will reach 90% of its saturation value at the room temperature, right? So the temperature is given, and room temperature is 300 Kelvin. We know what is the Vt at 300 Kelvin, which is 26 millivolt, right? So this we have already computed, and we know the formula of the current I is equal to I naught e raised to power V upon eta Vt minus 1. So now we need to find out the voltage at which I will become 0.9 I naught, right? So let's put it equal to 0.9 I naught, and because here we are talking about the reverse current, I will be using the minus sign. So minus 0.9 I naught will be equal to I naught e raised to power V upon, because here I am talking about the germanium diode. So eta would be 1. Here I will be taking 26 into 10 raised to power minus 3 minus 1, right? So you just need to solve this equation. So you can easily solve this equation. So here you can first cancel out I naught and then simplify it. So here we will be having minus 0.9 plus 1 will be equal to e raised to power V upon 26 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So which gives 0.1 is equal to e raised to power v upon 26 into 10 raised to power 3. Now you can take log both sides. So when you take log both sides, so you will be left out with v upon 0.026 will be equal to log of 0.1, which is minus 2.3, right? So we have already used this log of 0.1 in the previous video as well. So you can use the calculator and find out this, and now when you compute V will be equal to 59.8 millivolt, right? So this is how we can compute the voltage. Now coming to the next question. So the next question states the current across germanium diode at the room temperature is 100 microampere at the voltage of minus 1 volt, right? So we have to predict the magnitude of the current for the voltage of minus 0.2 volt and plus 0.2 volt at room temperature. It is given that e raised to power minus 8, we have to consider it directly equal to 0, and e raised to power 8 is 3000, right? So let's start this question, how we will approach this question. So first of all, the reverse saturation current is given, we will write it. So reverse saturation current is 100 microampere, which can be represented as 100 into 10 raised to power minus 6 ampere, right? Now I know the equation of current as well. I is equal to I naught e raised to power v upon eta vt minus 1. So if you practice a lot of question, you will be becoming very pro, and you will be able to get the formula really well, right? And you will be able to remember the formula during the exams also. So now if I talk about the temperature, so if you see over here, we are talking about the room temperature, right? So now we are considering here that Vt will be equal to 0.025, right? So when you consider Vt is equal to 0.025 millivolt, so you will be finding out now V is equal to minus 0.2 volt and V is equal to plus 0.2 volt the current, right? So let's put the value of the V and we can find out the equation of the current, right? So let's put it. I is equal to I naught e raised to power, now V at the particular moment is minus 0.2, so we will be putting minus 0.2 upon eta Vt. Now we are considering eta to be 1, and because here we have the germanium diode, eta will be 1, right? So we will be having 0.025 at the denominator, and now we will be having minus 1, right? So you can see over here we have e raised to power minus 0.2 upon e raised to upon 0.025. So when you solve it, it will be equal to e raised to power minus 8 minus 1, right? So I can directly equate it equal to I naught, because e raised to power minus 8 is 0. So we will be having minus I naught, right? So the current will be equal to minus 100 microampere. So the first condition is solved, that the current is 100 microampere. Now we will be talking about the second condition, where I will be equal to I naught e raised to power plus 0.2 upon 0.025 minus 1, right? So I can represent it as I naught e raised to power 8 minus 1. We have considered e raised to power 8 to be equal to 3000, and now we can ignore this one. So 3000 I naught, right? Or you can represent 2999 I naught as well, it is your wish. So we will be having 3000 into 100 microampere. So you can convert it as well. So we have 0.3 ampere as the current, right? So this is how you can solve this question, and this was again a really simple question. So I hope you understood each and every question that I have discussed till now. If you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment, and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and also give me your feedback. Thank you so much.